Sometimes life just gives you lemons and you gotta make the best damn lemonade that you can find. And that is what happened today. Luckily, I work from home and run a business from home, but it has been quite the day. And Jennifer and I were hoping to boom, 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 and crapped all over me with my family, my kids. So, you guys know how that is. If you're parents, you certainly understand. Hello, my love.
Hey.
Hello. I'm back.
Good to see you're back. Everything's all good.
Everything is all good. Everything will be okay.
Yeah, there you go.
You just get through it, right?
That is the name
Right.
of the game. Yes.
That was crazy though. When she called when we were on the last live, and I was like, I'm on a YouTube live and I'm on my Instagram live. And she's like, I'm on my way to your house. I need to talk. I have news. And I'm like, oh, great. This can't be good. She's on her way here. So, anyways, that's life. And we're just going to keep on going. And I still couldn't figure out. So, apparently, only certain YouTube creators have the YouTube Go Live. So, I'll research that more and we'll circle back to that next time.
For sure.
So, we can't. I didn't even save the last video. We'll just start from the beginning.
We'll start over. Yeah, we'll start over.
Okay.
Mine is still circling on YouTube, so we'll figure it out. See, guys, this is the fun part of figuring out stuff when you're a marketer.
Yes, when you're an online
you just got to stick it out. You got to find the answers yourself.
You're just an online entrepreneur. I want to show you while we're just chilling here. Really quick, look at my doors.
There's your bifold. I love it. Your room divider. Those actually turned out really good, by the way. They look really nice.
I mean, I got to paint the hinges, but I like it because when I do this, it gives it the perfect, like...
Yes, it does.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
Good job.
It lets me leave that door open and blocks anybody from coming in. So
that's the purpose. That's the goal. I got to get mine. Obviously, everybody can see the girls' toys, the baby thing.
You can barely see it on here, honestly.
It's a mess down here, but
yeah,
onwards and upwards.
Anyways, so we initially started. A couple hours ago, started to try and do our first podcast. We're working our ways through the kinks, which is cool. Not a big deal. But yeah, our podcast is going to be the Social Circle, where we just talk about weekly tips and trends and share stories from our growing Social Circle VIP community, and just try and share all of our expert advice and tips and just be real, right?
We want to give you all that leg up that you're missing with content creation and understanding how to make that money online, because I know that's what y'all are here for.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here to help you with. Not strictly telling people to buy a course to make money online, because that is not the only way, but to learn how to build that community of people that just want to buy from you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've bought courses. We both started from courses. We've both taken multiple courses. We've invested in our education for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why we're just trying to save people time and money by, helping them through it, instead of just saying, here's a course, take this and learn. Bye, see you later, give me your money.
Yeah.
So
we've both been a part of that whole click the link and then get ghosted fad.
Legit. So anyways, let me see here. Last time we were getting into our first segment, we were going to talk about circle hacks, because the Instagram grid changed, and that has some people upset. And I mean, for me, I don't I was listening to Shannon McKinstry's podcast yesterday. If you haven't listened to it, it's really great. But she talks about oh gosh, she talks about that very thing. Look, I just lost my whole train of thought because I was like, oh, Shannon McKinstry is so fun. But she talks about that very. She talked about help me here.
She talks about the grid and the importance of it and what to do to fix it if it looks funky, because that's what they've changed, is the formatting shape of how your grid appears.
Right. But what she talked about on her podcast yesterday, because I'm the same way, that's what I was getting at, is that she's like, her grid isn't really like that spectacular, right? Like I don't pay that much attention to my grid. But think about it. If you're an artist or a musician or something that requires your grid to look a certain way, artistry wise, it has to be very frustrating to now have to go back and change that. So luckily, we know how to do it. And it is super easy. If you go to your profile and you go to the post or the video that you want to change, the 3 little dots at the top, click on those, look for the adjust preview button. It's about halfway down, maybe a little bit more. Click that, and then you'll be able to fit it, zoom it in and out. You'll also be able to change the background from black or white if you need to. But it's actually very simple. It is very time consuming though. So that's why I'm not doing it. I did a couple, the couple of the ones that are at the top. But I did notice yesterday when I posted a carousel, because it's the old like Canva version, I did have to go back and fix it with.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though the new grid or whatever, like I still had to go back and fix the cover photo. So
okay.
It's simple, it's easy to do, but it is time consuming.
Yeah.
So have you done it with any of yours?
I've only done a couple like you. My content is very lifestyle, very mundane around the house content. So I don't have any reason for you to go to my profile and look at my grid and see, some people are really great with showing only photos down the center line of their columns, and then on the outsides, like topic posts or something like that. And it's however creative you want to be with your cover photos, right? Or how you want your information to show up. Photographers, right? Some of the photographers, they really want to focus in on one thing, one feature of their pictures. Yeah, sure. So I can see how that helps those kinds of people. But for my kind of account, for my kind of content, it really didn't make a difference. I think I had 1 or 2 videos where it was like black lines over on the edges because it was an older video and I couldn't format it properly. So I just zoomed in, and that's all I did to take away those black outer edges of the video. Yeah. But that's all that I've really done. And like you said, it's just, it really depends on the kind of content you have, the kind of creator that you are, and how you want people to view your grid. Because your grid is kind of like your book cover to who you are and what you're offering. So depends on whatever you want to let people see you as. It's, to me, it didn't really matter.
Yeah.
It wasn't something I needed.
Right. I would even say, like, just look at your top, like, 9 rows. Like, just look at the top 9 rows, and if they're good, I would say you're probably good. I wouldn't imagine that you'd have to go back much farther, especially if you're posting every day. So
yeah, I wouldn't put too much stock in updating or editing any of it. Again, it was one of those things that some small percentage of creators complained a lot about, and so Instagram just did a whole overhaul for everyone who uses Instagram, but not everybody needed it. So do with it as you will. It's here.
Yeah, it's here, along with about a million other things.
Right.
A million other things, right? Which we can get into that now, since we got through our circle hack and fixing your grid. We could talk about our social spotlight, and holy moly, was there a lot going on in social media in the last week.
TikTok. First thing everybody wants to talk about is TikTok and CapCut, right? It was I honestly never thought, and I'm sad to see so much political clout around one platform. Um, it's irrelevant in my brain for politicians to even be involved, but here we are. This is the state of it. And TikTok was banned shortly. I think people are saying between 12 and 14 hours. And some people were, panicking, complaining and fighting that this is our way of life. This is our way that we are making an income. How dare you take this from us? And one thing that I want to say to those thinkers is, if you are so very adamant that social media is how you're going to make your living, why the hell are you only on one platform? Why are you not focusing on being on every platform possible? Not just collecting emails from people to communicate to them, hey, I'm changing my platform, but also when this kind of thing happens, because you don't own your social media platform account, you're simply a guest using the services provided to you. It's very important and very vital that you jump over to YouTube, that you jump over to Facebook, that you jump over to Instagram, and you share your content on every possible platform. And I know as a beginner, that is so freaking overwhelming. And I personally didn't do it because it was overwhelmed for me. Working a full-time job, taking care of 2 kids, and trying to create the content and then post the content, for me, it was like I could never. But now I've been in it for a couple of years, and it's a lot more simple now to create the reel and then just share it to every possible platform I have. So with the TikTok being banned for the 12 hours that it was, so many people freaked out. And it kind of changed the trajectory for how their current content looks now, because I think some of those creators were saying or admitting they had been lying, they had been doing content a certain kind of a way that was giving them, mental health issues. For some people that I think Candace was talking about. And it's just like, you know what? I'm kind of glad that TikTok was banned, because it woke people up to the fact that you don't need to rely on putting all your eggs in one basket, and you should not. That's like the biggest taboo that I can come up with. I don't care that TikTok might be bought by a bunch of billionaires. Who cares? The fact that you know how to create content online is brilliant, and you should be utilizing every possible platform.
Amen. I mean, omnipresence. I mean, and that was my thing from the beginning, which is why I used Repurpose.io and built my YouTube that way, which was very easy for us initially. Obviously, not overnight, right? Not overnight, but initially it was very easy because the system just automatically took care of the automation. Thank goodness for automation, right? It took care of everything for us. Now we're more involved in it. But at the beginning, it was very easy to just have the system post it for us. So
how does Repurpose, for those who don't know, how does Repurpose.io actually operate?
So Repurpose.io will take your original podcast or videos or reels or whatever, and they will distribute them to other platforms. So for example, I have all of my Instagram and all of my TikToks are fished or farmed over to my YouTube. And from there, they're distributed through whatever playlist, and it sets up all the words for me and everything else in there, adds the tags. So I was able to build my YouTube account that way. I also have my Instagram stuff going to another Facebook page through Repurpose to try and grow another Facebook page. So, there's lots of options when you have the skills, right? When you have the education and the knowledge, and you have a community of people that have done this stuff, and they can say, hey, why don't you try this?
Right.
So, that's pretty much how I found it. I found it from somebody that was talking about it in a group thing. So, but yeah, I feel like it really woke people up. I also feel like there were a lot of people that didn't think it was going to happen. And then when it did happen, it was like, oh crap, this is really happening. I hate the politics of all of it, because, I hate politics in general, but, it is what it is. And it's unfortunate, especially for the people that rely on it for an income. But I think that it will help them see that, you know, that they can't rely on a platform. So
I
I
agree
don't
with
know. We'll see
that.
where that goes. I'm interested.
90-day period, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm interested to see what happens. I don't know.
It'll be another, another kind of shift. We've all, as a global community, I would say we should be really great at kicking ass with accepting shifts, right? COVID,
Right.
it was insane. Anything else that has happened in our lifetimes, it's going to suck at first, but we are capable of pushing through. So um, I'm happy for the ban, because hopefully a lot of you have started to consider sharing your content to other platforms so that you don't have to stress out in the future, and work on those communities and those other accounts and those other platforms. It's important, and it's more vital for you to be able to communicate to those people. One thing that Candace and I really think is the best choice, I don't know, I shouldn't speak for Candace, but I think email marketing is probably a really, really good option for you to collect those emails from those customers, from those followers, right? So people that just love you on TikTok, they're going to love you on every other platform if that's where they're going to be,
And
and if they don't know it.
you have no idea how many creators or how many you know, influencers I've asked, how are you collecting emails? And they're like, huh?
What's
Well, I don't need
that?
to. And it's like, well, wait a minute, let's back up a little bit. What
Yeah.
happens if you lose all of this?
Yep.
And actually have gotten a lot of people to start an email subscription on Beacons or through Linktree or whatever it is that they're using to try and collect emails that way. So
It's just a progression in marketing your own business, right? It's just letting people know, this is my newsletter, this is what's going to happen. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Some people hate it. Okay, fine, then lose the platform and lose the business, right?
I mean, yeah, it's true. What about CapCut? Because I was beside myself for like 4 days because of CapCut. Oh my God.
One thing I did learn.
It's so unexpected.
One thing I did learn, I think one of our students in our group, she said that she ended up getting a new phone. So if you're an Apple user and you had Apple and a CapCut downloaded onto an old Apple phone, and in these last 4 days, if you switch to a brand new phone, you are not allowed to re-download that CapCut app. It has been banned. It will not be downloaded. And I tried it. I don't have a new Apple phone, but I went to the App Store for Apple, and the CapCut, it actually has a notification on there that you cannot download this again. So unfortunately, if you had an Apple phone before the ban and then the TikTok ban took place and now you can't open your CapCut anymore, unfortunately you are out of luck. You cannot log in online on a website. You have to have it from an app, unfortunately, that I've seen. So somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. I'm worried about that for my computer too, but I did just get an update.
Okay.
Like they just sent me an update on my computer. So that's weird, but that is how I'm editing all my long form videos right now. And I'm freaking out a little bit because I love it. I love it.
It's a really helpful app.
With that being said, what about edits?
I think, honestly, I think YouTube edits would be the next thing. And I'm going to try and mess with that too later, the YouTube editor on the video. I know there was another website called Wistia, Wistia.
Yeah.
That's another video editing service.
Yeah, but what about edits? The new Instagram app.
Oh, the new Instagram edits. We'll see about that one. That's brand new. So that might be better competition than CapCut could be. And it doesn't hurt. I know Instagram has their own version, which is InShot. That's another video editor that you can use as well. But it's you got to test them out. When you find them, you just got to test them. I think I saw maybe 12 in total in the App Store for video editing type of content stuff. But I think it's really just your personal choice. I like editing everything in Instagram.
But that's so true because I say that because I've probably gone through 4 email CRM type automation systems because I wanted to try them and find the one that fit me. and I ended up coming back to the first one that I tried, right?
Okay.
Yeah, same thing with platforms, because in the beginning, you remember, I loved TikTok. I
Yes, you did.
loved TikTok. I didn't even want to create on Instagram. I used to have my repurpose send my TikToks to my Instagram because I didn't want to create on Instagram. Now, 2 years later, it's reversed.
Right.
And I'm getting more into YouTube now, like doing the long form stuff. Like the long form editing is tough, but it is so fun.
If you got the kind of time.
Yeah, it's so fun being able to add the stuff in there. Well, for me,
Yeah.
yeah. But I have the time.
And that's the thing too, is that I think a lot of people will be stuck with, well, I don't have that. I don't have that time. I don't have the money to do that. So then you have to learn the workarounds. You have to learn to do the work yourself. So I think Alex Hormozy said this one time, is that you don't go out and hire someone to do your marketing for you until you understand how to market yourself. And then when you can understand how you want yourself to be marketed, you take that and you train the people that you want to hire to do the work for you. It doesn't matter just marketing only, but that's an example of, you need to learn, get in the trenches to do the thing, and then you can pay for the service later and train those people how you want it done, because it all lands on you as the entrepreneur, as the business owner of building yourself, whatever it is you're building. You have to understand the ins and outs before you just go out and hire somebody, because if you're just hiring someone, that's like you're putting your chances of success in their hands, not your own.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the scariest thing that anyone could ever do. If you have oodles of money, go ahead, do it. But if you're not, and you're still kind of trying to pick up the pieces and do this until you have that kind of money, you have to dig in. You have to do the things and learn the skills. And then you can say, okay, I can pass this off to someone confidently because I know I can tell them what I need from them, and then pay them accordingly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you may shift. You may
Exactly.
shift.
Yes.
I mean, we're gonna talk about that soon. I want to talk about the connected and unconnected reach first.
Yes, that was another topic. Bring
yeah. It. But we are going to stick around because we do have some amazing wins to talk about from people in our group that have just kind of shifted what they were doing originally. And that's what this is about. It's really about being able to do this, not with one platform, but with any platform, anywhere, at any time, any place. Like being able to pick up your phone and market a product to your audience is a huge skill to have. And to market it to them in a way that doesn't feel like they're being sold to,
Yeah,
that's a gift.
I think that's been something I personally have struggled with, because I started with that Make Money Online space where go to the link in my bio, go to this website, and I earn a commission because you bought something. So go ahead and click, right? It's like you're trying so hard to sell something, but you're not going to do anything with it because people are like, well, I don't know you. I don't know why I should click on that, right? So what am I going to do with this if you keep telling me to do it? I'm going to scroll past you. I don't want to listen to you because I know you're here for just a sale. You don't want to really help me. And I think that's the thing that so many people miss, is that non-connected following of people don't actually know you. They don't trust you. But when you can connect to them, when you can get them to follow you, it's because you've understood what they really want from you. Yeah. You've understood how to really give to them what they're looking for. Go for it, Candace, with the non-connected part.
Oh, yeah. That was connected, right? Are you targeting connected? So you're unconnected. So connected and unconnected reach, right, is something that Mosery talked about. Adam. I'm just going to start calling him Adam.
IG CEO, Adam.
I'm just going to say Adam. The IG CEO, Adam. Anyways, he talked about connected and unconnected reach. And I think that it was super important. We talked about it in our group this week as well. But it's important to know, he said, if you want to know the nuances, well, that's exactly what we need to know is the nuances, right? We need to know those nuances. So your connected reach, the important thing to get is the like, because they're already part of your team. So you want them to like or comment. I don't think he says, I don't think he's come out and say comment, but Candace is saying comment because duh. Right? Like it just makes sense. If you want them to if you want them to like it, then commenting would be an extra bonus.
Yeah.
So, and then your unconnected reach, your goal is to get the share. Your goal is to get that share so that you can get multiple people looking at your content, right? The best thing you could do is get somebody to share your content to their story. That's honestly like the biggest form of engagement if you look at it. So because they're sharing you with their whole audience, the people that are following them.
Yeah.
But so that's why he talked about the differences in when you're looking at your reach, when you're looking at your analytics, your connected content, your followers, you want to look for the like and the comment. And then for your unconnected, you want to get those shares, but for both, you want the watch time. And we did talk about this in our group as well. And we showed some examples, but for example, you have a 4-second reel and it has a 6-second watch time. That means people watched it longer than the reel actually was going. So it's a rewatch, and that's how you get higher up in the algorithm that way. So for both unconnected and connected reach, the watch time is important. Connected reach, you want to get the like. Unconnected, you want to get the share.
Perfect.
I
agree.
Is that everything?
That's all that I believe. The updates from Instagram. I don't think we had much more to say about the TikTok ban, right? I think we're done with that topic.
Yeah, I mean, more to come. We'll all see about that. And if you're
does anybody have questions, by the way? I know we've not stopped to ask.
Drop any questions in the comments. And if you're not following Adam Mosseri, do that, because he's been dropping bombs lately. He's been dropping bombs lately about growing and how often to post and analytics and stuff like that. So you can get a lot of information straight from him, and then come back to us and we'll break it down for you easily.
For sure. Right? Yeah, totally. That's what we're here for.
So, okay. So now let's step into our little VIP circle, and highlight at least one win from our community. So who do you want to highlight?
I love it. I think, well, I want to kind of shout out one of our students, Alexa. So I'm proud of her for what she's done. Currently she's on like a hiatus because her Apple phone locked her out, so she hasn't been having a lot of success. But her husband, I recall, has a YouTube account where he builds Legos on his YouTube channel.
Yep.
And he has a growing, his following is growing on TikTok. It's growing on YouTube. And I think it's really awesome that he's decided to take his passion and try to learn how to monetize it. So in my opinion, honestly, I think the way that he's going to do it best is to continue to show people all of these builds that he's doing. And Candace has a lot more experience in this than I have, but I believe with YouTube maybe being a primary for him, it will be monetized eventually based on the number of views that he ends up getting on the content that he's displaying. And we talked a little bit about strategy on how he can maybe modify some of his content, how he can utilize YouTube Shorts and take some of the longer form videos that he has and cut them down into bite-sized pieces.
Yeah.
And that's another concept that some people aren't aware of, how to use shorts on YouTube, but that's just another way to get your long-windedness down to something brief and bite-sized, and people will find it and love it. And eventually, after so many millions of views or whatever you reach and so many subscribers, that's when YouTube as a channel starts to pay out. And I think he didn't understand that or didn't know that or something. And I think we were walking her through the kind of a little bit of that. and then helping him understand it through that. And it was like a feel good moment, because she got started digital marketing and then talked her husband into doing it, but with his own interests, right? And now he's starting to build his own channel, with the hopes to down the road start to make some income from building Legos, guys. Like,
yeah, and what I do want to add to that is he didn't even start with that. He started with a bunch of things and then looked at it, analyzed it, and discovered that that was his best one, and just started doing it all the time because he liked doing it.
Yeah.
And that's where he gets his TikTok is growing, his YouTube is growing. And so shout out to Alexa and Dylan on that, because that's like he really analyzed and took the time to say, okay, well, what do people really want to see?
Yes, exactly. And that's it. That's the market research that people don't put into what they do to decide, well, what am I going to post online that is eventually going to make money for me?
Right.
I think, and we talk about this on several of our other lives that are in our group. We've got a lot of content in there, a lot of PDF things that you can download and stuff to help yourself figure it out. But these are also topics that we help break down in our group, the Social Circle, because we want to make it as understandable for you as possible through the experiences that we've gone through. And I think it was exciting to just hear how excited she was for her husband, because when we met her, she was like, oh my God, you guys, he's so good at this. I really wish he would. And eventually it took time, but he did it. And, he's doing it. And these are the things that you don't think that the thing you love is the thing you can post online and make money with.
Right.
But it really can, so keep an open mind out there and just get started.
I mean, that's so true. And like, it just shows that it's okay to experiment, like with your own strategies and test things out. That's what this is all about. Researching, testing, marketing, relating to people, building communities. So that's what we help you do in the Social Circle VIP, right?
That's why we have it. We're excited to see everybody else, come in, ask your questions, hopefully learn, at a very minimal price. I think we've even got that trial period right now for 7 days. You come in, get what you need. If you just need a couple of suggestions, come on in, visit us.
Yep.
And then sayonara. Hopefully you stick around, because we really want to see you guys. We really want to benefit a lot more people with what we've been learning, because this is a hard thing to do. This is a hard thing to start, and then consistently keep coming back and doing it. And the more support, the more the more you grow.
Yeah. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. So, well, that's it for us, I think, for today.
I think that's it. I don't have a whole lot more to gab about on the topic. I'm ready to get back into the school group and start just putting out those lives. I think Candace is going to have her live on Tuesday, Taco Tuesday.
Yep. Taco Tuesday, baby.
I'll be going live on my videos on Over the Hump Thursdays. So heading into the weekends, I like to kind of give that little support. And for anybody,
my Taco Tuesday is live Zoom. Like, you get on there face to face and ask questions.
Yes.
So,
and we
like, that's
do
the
walkthroughs. Yep. We walk through things when you have a technical question. We ourselves are going through a lot too. And I think it helps when we can share everything that we've been learning, mindset stuff, technical stuff, mechanics, the dynamics of everything. It's all a part of it. So definitely I'll let you, let's see, we're on your live, right? So I can't exit, but I think this has been an awesome live. I'm thankful for everybody who was here. Thank you, Candace, for having me on. I appreciate it. And you guys all have a really great weekend, and hopefully we'll see you on the inside.
Yes. Bye.
Bye, everybody.